So the theme of my level design is avoidance. Basically, you're a thief in a warehouse-like area and somebody called the police. Now you have to escape in order to avoid jail time. My environment is not 100% like a warehouse, but most of the arrangements do take inspiration from warehouses. So the first zone start off with an office area, and immediately the player can see a static enemy. With the block near them, which is a cupboard, I suppose, it teaches them to use covering as an advantage, and they can bypass the enemy relatively easily. And this is the detection radius and the vision cone. And the second zone with the introduction of moving enemies. So is to teach them to be patient and be sure to move as soon as the enemy quickly walks away. So assuming the enemy has walked away, the player can immediately go here. The third zone is the introduction of vantage points. So the player can take a good view of the overall area of the room and plan their route. And the route is pretty linear in this case. And there are green lights on top of every potential entrances and exits now, which is going to be what I frequently will use. In this case, the route is pretty linear. They just had to hide behind these blocks. Wait for the enemy. Yeah, they had to hide behind these blocks and wait for the enemy to walk away. And this is to introduce the dead end, and the star is the reward. But to let them not feel too negative first. And then this is the fourth zone is to introduce platforms and blind spots. A patrolling enemy will be hidden behind here, but they will immediately walk out, so the player must quickly hide. Using the tall wall lighting and the slope as an indication, the player know the only way is to go up. And the enemy cannot see you from above, so this is a introduction to that also. I didn't put the green light because it's the only door in this room. And this fifth zone is to reinforce players everything that you just learned just now. The player will stand the steps, and then they will hide at this wall to see their enemies, which in case they are. Okay, be careful. Okay, and then this is a static enemy here, which is the build tension. But as long as you're not near it, you should be fine. There are two doors indicated by a light again. The more obvious one is the dead end. And then when they want to truly exit, they must go here. And then, assuming, wait for the enemy to walk past. And then right here. And then, now this Z zone is trickier, but with the help of functional lighting and the brown lines here, which are the cables, the player know which direction they must go. They must go. Following either one of the lights, they are light over here, light 1, light 2 over here. They are directed to two slopes, hidden slopes, and both of them lead to the same area. So this is some form of symmetry to indicate where they should proceed, again with the help of functionality also. And this is to build a bit more tension, but to also direct them right here. And then they can see a chunk of the area safely from here. And they can jump to see. Yeah, they can jump here. And this is a dead end. This time no reward. And then wait for it. And then this is to using functional lighting and guiding lines. I guide them to here. Actually, this is not really a guiding light, but I mean I use a unique shape to guide and check whether there are moving enemies guarding the exit. In this case, there's only one static enemy. Now this whole area is both a vantage point and a zone, but they must bypass the enemies first to treat it like a area they must bypass first with the enemies. And so again right here. Yep. And then using functional lighting and symmetrical framing, tell them to hide behind here. Okay, see whether the enemy is gone. And then quickly go. Quickly go. So I previously had secret rooms right here, right behind this wall, but I figured that it will pad out too much of the time and it's a bit too complex. So I cut it. And then I got them to here, and then this is the area which they can use when they can use the area as a vantage point without being spotted by the enemy easily. The line of boxes below is to show them where to jump. and they can relatively go here, or they can just go down and bypass the enemy traditional way, but the player can also jump. And then right here again, right here, the player can see two different ways to go to the same location. Using guiding lines and functional lighting to indicate. So functional lighting, guiding line. So there are two ways. Both are have a sense of uncertainty. But since it's blocked, now the player must go here using functional lighting again to guide them, and yeah, wall, and then wait for the enemy, and then the player quickly bypass them. The first way is to go is through right to the door. So wait for the enemy to, and then stop. Okay, yeah, this again is to build tension. So then using functional lighting here, um, I uh, I encourage him to ascend the steps and then see right here. And just in case they are misguided, there are enemies here to block them. The guiding light and functional lighting right over there is to show them where the wall which they can hide behind. So they can wait for them. They can quickly rest over here first. And after that this is to purposely block them from taking the easiest route also. And again, right here. The second way is to just wait for the enemy to bypass. So wait for this. So assuming the enemy is currently walking away from here, we follow it behind and then continue. And then yeah, they move to a different. So we hide over here and then we can bypass them easily using this functional lighting. I can indicate that then they can hide over here. And then yeah, this is the another way to go through here. This time right above here the light I use is blue because I want them to use the vantage point by attracting, and I attract them more with blue light because it stands out. But just in case they didn't notice, here's the wall and enemies to force them to take the linear path. So right here. So here's they not just can see the enemies here, but they can also see where they must go again with the functional lighting and guiding line. They can there's an enemy right here. They jump down, climb up, wait for the enemy to gone, and then jump up. Yeah, right here. And then the enemy is gone again. Do it. Now this is the last zone. I initially want this to be a more open area and allow players to figure out different ways themselves, but eventually it grew too confusing. So I narrowed the different paths that they can take, making the spaces more constrained and indicate it more clearly. So the first way to go is they can go is through here. Um, a bit of uncertainty over here, a bit more uncertainty than the other way, but we're gonna go through here first. So this is they must follow the enemy. Yeah, the enemy, and then immediately hide over here, and then after that they right here, and then you know, let's see, and then they must jump. I gotta purposely fail just so you can see what happens if they fail. So they're supposed to jump out there, but and then if they fail, they must wait for the enemy. Then after it's done, they can backtrack here again and redo the thing. Yeah, backtrack to this slope and then redo the whole thing all over again. But and then that's basically it. The second way is more or less uncertain, but the player will meet a okay. So this is to build, and then the player will meet a they okay. So the player must follow the enemy and then immediately hide over here. I use functional lighting to indicate again, and then this is the dead end here, and they must wait for this enemy to bypass, and then right here, right above here. And then I use functional, and then this is to let them scout the area and then see where they can go. And there's a blue light there. Okay, I want that to guide them to one of the paths. Then I use functional light again to indicate where they should drop down. And here they have two ways to go about it. The first way is to go through the doorway here, or they can jump, but they must be careful of the enemies here. Be careful of the enemies here. But I just going to show. And then right here is more or less like the previous, what you see previously. And then okay, the and then this is, yeah, this is how they can go. The second way is through here. Using the cylinder, I guide them, and a bit of symmetry and functional lighting in um the which can sense up and the functional lighting. But they must be careful of the patrolling enemy. They must wait for the patrolling enemy to bypass them. And then here they can, again, the patrolling enemy here. And then reaching the platform, they have a dead end here. And if they go here, they but we'll skip that lah. Then they must follow behind this, and the correct part is that they must follow behind this enemy and see another dead, but you will see another dead end to misguide them. But this time there's a small reward. There's a reward inside also. The first way of following, the first way to escape from here is to follow a blue light, and then they can either go through here and bypass the two patrolling enemies, or they can use functional lighting, and they can be see more clearly on the functional lighting level here. And then if then so I use yellow light because it yeah, this is the only yellow light here, so player can see the end zone pretty more easily. The second harder and more certain way, sorry, is to go here. Again, as long as it's not within the dam, they will not harm you. So and then I use the player guide here. So this is a more close space, but a relatively easier path. Wait, yeah, more close space, which makes it harder. And then again, the player must quickly and then guide right here. And then be careful of the enemy here. And then the enemy gone already. Wait for the enemy to don't come here. And then right here. And then this is the second way. So now we're at the end of a level, end of presentation.